Hello again and welcome to another vocabulary practice video. Let's look at some verbs and verb phrases. Observe. Observe means to watch carefully the way something happens or the way someone does something, especially in order to learn more about it. The role of scientists, for example, is to observe and describe the world. Expect. To think that something will happen. For example, I can say that we are expecting good weather at the weekend. You can learn the pattern as expected, which means in the way you expected. For example, as expected, the party was a great success. Interesting is also the pattern when you least expect it, as in the utterance, an accident can happen at any time, just when you least expect it. Connect. Connect means to join two things together. This person here, for example, is connecting the two wires. Metaphorically speaking, connect means to understand somebody or something, to feel that you have the same ideas, opinions, or beliefs. As soon as these two friends met, they connected. Guess. When you give an answer without being certain if you are correct, then you guess, as when we play games where we try to guess the word or the person behind us. You can study the pattern "you would never guess," a phrase which is used for showing that you think something is not at all obvious. For example, looking at these people here, you'd never guess that they had been arguing a few moments ago. Decide. Decide means to choose something, especially after thinking carefully about several possibilities. This woman here, for example, finds it difficult to decide what to eat. You can learn the phrasal verb decide on, which means to choose something or someone after careful thought. This couple here decided on blue for the bedroom and pink wallpaper for the baby's room. Prefer. Prefer means to choose or want one thing rather than another. Some people, for example, like hot tea or coffee, while others prefer a cold drink. You can learn the pattern prefer something to something else. Many people prefer coffee to tea. Desire. Desire means to want something especially strongly. Professional success and personal happiness are, for example, things most of us desire. An interesting pattern you could study is the following. If one so desires, as in the sentence, hotel guests can have breakfast in the rooms if they so desire. Introduce. The most common meaning is to tell somebody another person's name when they meet for the first time. But introduce also means to bring something into existence or use for the first time. For example, a recently introduced laptop or device. Or I can say that millions of laptops have been sold since the product was introduced in 2001. Represent. Represent means to be a sign or symbol of something. For example, the color red commonly represents danger. It also means to speak or act officially for another person, group, or organization. Politicians' job is to represent the views of their party and the people who voted for them. Cross. To go from one side of something, such as a road or river, to the other. A common piece of advice, for example, is to wait until there is no traffic and it's safe to cross. We can cross a distance, but there are also things that cross someone's mind. If something crosses your mind, then you think of it. As in the utterance, it just crossed my mind that I have lots of work to do at home. Interesting is also the saying, cross that bridge when you come to it, which would suggest that you should deal with something when it happens and not worry about it long before. When learners ask from day one, for example, what the final exam will look like, the teacher could probably reply that you will cross that bridge when you come to it. Time for you to repeat. observe, observe, expect, expect, connect, connect, guess, guess, decide, decide, prefer, prefer, desire, desire, introduce, introduce, represent, represent, cross, cross. See you next time. Thanks for watching.